In this Therapy Thursday video, I want to show you a really quick exercise that you can use if you have clients who need to loosen up and just do something fun. I find that many of my clients are very set in their ways of thinking and behaving, and so in order to really get them to shake up and loosen up, even when it comes to things that are creative, it can be difficult. And so I've developed this exercise, which I think is quite fun. So I got some colored pencils here, and I just encourage the client to pick a color, any color that appeals to them, and then give them a piece of paper, not too big, just sort of, you know, this is a sort of A4 letter size piece of paper, and then tell them to make doodles, you know, and it can be fast, but I encourage them to sort of not really think when they're doing this, just have fun with it, you know. And you can do it, some people do it really fast and some people take their time. You can tell them to also do deep breathing as they're doing it. And what I encourage my clients to do is to use maybe some colors that are within the same kind of range. So you know, if it's a blue color that the client's picking at, then encourage them to use maybe greens and blues. And it really is a case of just, you know, really loosening up, just letting the pencil kind of run over the paper. You can also, I think the purple is quite close to the blue. So the main thing here is that it just becomes quite sort of fluid. And you can also encourage them to try and play with the pressure on the pencil. So, you know, try and see if they can push hard and then be light with the pencil, and then push hard again, in order to get some variation in. And just encourage them to play with their different colors and see what happens. Now I've taped down the paper here. That's just basically so that it doesn't move around too much when I'm drawing on it. But you might like to not have the tape so that you can move your paper around. So you can just sort of see, oh, maybe I need to do some more over here, for instance. And maybe I want to use a slightly different kind of color so that it sort of picks out some things. And then once the client has done that for a little while, then encourage them to stop and then have a look at their paper. Maybe even take a step away and just take 30 seconds, a minute, to just not look at it at all. You can even turn it around. Oh, here's this one on the back side. You can turn the paper around if it's white on the back, or let the client start a new one if they feel that they want to do that. But then once they've stepped away from it for a bit, let them come back and then let them have a look at their paper again, and encourage them to potentially turn it around. See then, are there any shapes that step out? Maybe there are some of the lines, maybe they see some lines that stand out to them, and then encourage them to pick out those lines and play with those lines. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's this example here where, you know, some lines have stood out, and so we've drawn up those lines and it's become this almost kind of bird-like shape, and so we've coloured in some of those areas as well. So it's really still quite loose. It's not a naturalistic looking bird, it's just fun, and it is just meant to loosen up. And of course you don't have to be a client or have clients in order to do this. You can also do this yourself if you just want something relaxing and fun to do, and kids also like doing this sort of thing. So that's all for me for this time. I'll be back again at some point in the future with a new exercise for you.